Brickyard, J.W. Miller wins.
Here we go. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The track that is known now to the Great Lakes Sim Racing Black Horizon Truck Series as the round that sets up who goes to the Final Four and who doesn't. We welcome you in to the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard. Another season going to be in the books here in just 2 weeks, but first we have to figure out which 4 drivers will race for a championship tonight as we welcome you to the RSD Designs 200 at the Brickyard. Of course, the series presented by Black Horizon Brewery. The race tonight presented by Red Sim Design. I am the captain. We welcome you into Indianapolis. Track temp 93 degrees right now with the weather 65. Very comfortable in Indianapolis. I wish it was like that right now in Indianapolis, but I'm pretty sure it's not. 41% humidity, partly cloudy skies, a smoosh of a wind, I guess. That's my own word, I guess, right there. 1 mile an hour, but get ready to have some fun here this afternoon. Race number 13 officially of the season, but race number 3 of this playoffs, and here's where we sit right now as we get ready to figure out which 4 drivers will go to the playoffs. Thank you, Sam Fontaine, for this awesome graphic, but this is exactly how we sit. Fontaine and Springer. Fontaine is the safest right now by far. He is pretty much locked in to the final round, but you do need to remember, and a good reminder for those is basically, it's the old school NASCAR points from the 90s. So when I say that, it's 185, 180, 175, 170, yada, yada, yada. Go down 4, and then it goes down 3. 63 points is not a lot. It's like 12 positions or so. So Fontaine's not in the Final Four, but he's the safest right now. Springer, 38 above. Caden Atkins and Dayton Cruz, those 4 right now are in. You see Lucas Strayer, all of 1 point out. Alex Cummings, real good shot, maybe a bouncing in. Jason Dalton, all these guys still with a legit shot. Even Luke Knupp down there 65 points out. He could make it with issues tonight. I go back to a couple seasons ago where the William Calhoun truck was ready to rock and roll into the final round, and he was involved in a wreck on lap 1 and fell out. Just like that. He was done. So anything can happen when it's all said and done here this evening at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Trucks are gridded. Oh, by the way, this is the new surface of Indianapolis that has been added on, which is a good thing for the field, bad thing for the captain because, well, unfortunately, our good friends at Track Cams for Gourmet, the cameras provider for the captain here, well, you can't get the cameras that quick. The man works hard, but you got to take a little time. So, unfortunately, we'll have the cameras we have, and we'll work with what we got here this evening. But a big shout out to those guys for the hard work they do. It's actually one person that puts all those cameras together. You see each and every week. But we, as I said, will be good to go here this evening. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for this race. That is not the button I wanted to hit. Forgive me, it's been already a long week here. I'm hitting buttons everywhere. One-man show, Brandon Alfin on the pole. I want to go back and say this is a second straight pole at Indianapolis, but one of the guys always to watch here at the Brickyard, right there on the outside, Sean Peachin. He didn't feel confident when we talked earlier this week, but he is always one to watch at this track specifically. Jason Dalton, Sam Fontaine, they'll start in row number 2. Luke Daniels, last season's surprise winner, right there in the 5th position alongside Justin Bondurant. Tim Averill, Alex Cummings, he'll take row number 4. Jeremy Frere and Lucas Strayer, they're in the 10th position. Caden Atkins and Luke Knupp, they'll take row number 6. Row 7, that's where you see Ben Pierce and Brian Sutphin. Blaine Sparling, Stephen Miles there in row number 8. Row 9, Josh Gagnon, who's back on the track finally after his ankle issue, I guess we'll call it. And Drayton Cook, the Dean Machine, he'll start there in 19th alongside Drift, who has himself some wins here in the last couple of seasons. Looking to get another one here this week, or this season, I should say. Cedric Ingram, Dalton Wilson there in row 11. Alex Bryson, Tyler Brewer, they'll take row number 12. And let's see, did Luke Daniels not grid? Just looking over. Interesting if so. Let's see, where'd I leave off? Springer, Ricky Springer, going to start 25th on the grid. Not sure what happened there, if he didn't qualify or whatnot. Dane Cruz, 26. Matt Telder and Cam Ingram, the 28 starters. Right now, though, 27, because Luke Daniels is not on track. Not sure if he dropped out or what the situation is right now. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And Luke jumped to the pit. So, yeah, he just entered. I wonder if he fell out or something, because you see he's on pit road right now. So he's going to start from the pits. So, if you remember last season's race, last season, it was all about fuel mileage from the start, and it went green. And because of that, you ended up seeing about 3 or 4 trucks pull away the whole entire time and literally lap the rest of the field because those guys were saving fuel and just weren't fast enough when it was over with. Tonight it's different. 100% fuel. You're not going to see people saving. It's going to be straight racing here at the Brickyard. So get ready for a different style of race here this evening as we go 80 laps and 200 miles around this 2.5 mile oval known as Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Which 4 drivers race for a championship? We find out now from the Brickyard. As often goes to turn 1, and Dalton clips the grass there. Got to be careful. Gets a little loose. Got to let these tires get up to speed. Peachin going to use the Helio line and take the lead off turn 2. Again, our cameras presented by TrackCams22.com, especially on-board cameras tonight. A big shout out to them. Check them out on Facebook, online. They are in the iRacing forums and more at TrackCams22.com as Peachin takes them into turn 3 and 4. Out of all the tracks, when you ask Sean, what is the one you feel like you have the best shot to win at, he says this one every single time without a hesitant of breath. He will lead lap number 1, Brandon Alphin, Sam Fontaine, Bondo, and Dalton, your top 5. Green numbers on the left, those are drivers in the playoffs. Of course, those 10 will go down to 4. Oh, trouble. Cam Ingram has brought the caution out. Cam got in kind of late to the server, and I wonder if he didn't get to run many laps and maybe got surprised by something. But Cam is on pit road already. Let's see what happened to the Jimmy Johnson Paint Spicy Scheme car. Goes in there and just loses the bat right in front of Dane Cruz. I just talked about that. He just kind of noses the wall, but that could have been bad. And he tows it back to pit road there. So unfortunate situation for the 5 truck. And that's going to be a big break for last season's winner, Luke Daniels. Right now it's showing him a lap down, but once it gets him all caught up there, this happens every time in the pits. He will be back. He will be on the lead lap. It's basically going to be like an end-of-the-line penalty for him. But he should be good to go in this race as the pace truck picks up Peachin here, lap number 3. So this is interesting. This is going to play a role in this race because Cam? Anyways, interesting to see if this is going to play any kind of role in strategy right now, because usually he fuels about 30 laps or so. So if you do 30-60, you got 20 laps. Obviously, you've already cut 3 off. So I wonder if anybody maybe in the back is going to go ahead and come on in here and top the fuel tank off. Let's see. Everybody up front, not so much. I see Jeremy Frere going to be the first one, and maybe the only one. Nope, some guys in the back. Drayton Cook, Cedric Ingram, Telder, Brewer, Cruz, and Ricky Springer all coming to pit road here. To get some fuel. Oh. I got nothing on that one, buddy. Sounds like Cam had a issue or something with shifting and whatnot. That's a bummer, dude. Might want to check your settings and stuff. Make sure, I mean, unless it's a problem that's been going on. I don't know, unfortunately. I've been working so daggone much this week that I don't think I've seen my house in the daytime. But either way, that sucks, dude. Good to be back in the broadcast booth. I haven't broadcasted since Sunday. It's kind of weird having a couple days to, which is good. You know, the month of December, delivering packages can be a little busy. I didn't get home tonight until after 8 o'clock. And, of course, practice had started here. Got everything set up, ready to go. And it's like I got to take that breath and get into a broadcast rhythm all of a sudden here. If you ever wonder why sometimes I stumble or... Stubble. There's a word for you. Stumble. And like B. Wright there said, they're talking about swoosh. I don't even know where I came up with that word. It just literally came out of my mouth. Oh, Ricky Springer stopped for some reason over here on turn 3 and 4. I'm not sure if he's taking a bathroom break or if he's going to get a drink of his sponsor, Ghost Energy. I'm not sure what he's doing there. But either way, he should get caught back up. A couple trucks are going to come in and top off the fuel cell, and we should go back green this time by. Never got a chance to show you guys. Let's take a look on the map in case you've never been to the city of Indianapolis. It's one of the rare tracks where if you go to Google Earth and you type the city of Indianapolis in, you can't miss the track on the screen. It's a pretty big one. As we show you Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Watch. Right into downtown, and oh, there's the Speedway. Look how big this place is. It is as huge as it looks, too. Now you see the golf course, the Brickyard Crossing right there. 7, 8, 9, and 10. $159. You can play around the golf there. On the Speedway. Of course, I've had my share of races done at that Speedway of being there, even being a part of a media pit crew competition. That was kind of cool. Got to be like the right front tire person. Would it be surprising if I told you my tire had a screw or a nut come loose? Wouldn't be the first screw that's been loosened around me. Anyways. All right, going to come back to the green. Sean Peach and Brandon Alphin, Sam Fontaine, Justin Bonder, and Jason Dalton going to be your top 5. Pace truck goes all sideways. Jason Clark driving the pace truck, by the way, tonight. As we go back to the green flag, Peachin on it. Brings that inside line there with him as Sam Fontaine going to try to jump up in a second. Couple of trucks jumping out of the line there. As usually do get a nice little checkup on a restart like this with the straightaways. It's always tricky here at Indianapolis. Top 3 single file all the way back to Bondurant, who's side by side now with the 4 of Dalton. Lucas Strader back there with Tim Averill there in the 3. Alex Cummings in the 63 as they work their way down the back straightaway. Let me go get, while we have a minute, he might be up here with me right now. We, of course, have a quasi pit reporter / admin in the race, and of course that being Kevin Davis here. Kevin joins us now down there from well, actually down there what are you doing on the golf course, Kevin? I thought you didn't play golf. What's the deal here? All right, Kevin ran away. Maybe he's in the bathroom at the golf course.
No, sorry.
Oh, there he is.
What do you mean I'm at a golf course?
Well, I mean, there's the golf course in the infield. I mean, are you playing one of the 4 holes, or what are you doing there?
Oh, well, Yeah, I'm not much of a golfer. Actually, my back still hurts a little bit. Last time I went and even played Top Golf. Um, nah, definitely. You find me closer to probably the concession stand or maybe up in the stands somewhere, but definitely not going to be at the golf course.
Attaboy. Well, let's talk this track a little bit here. Obviously, the 100% fuel is the big thing here we can talk about, because last season it was pretty much everybody line up and let's save fuel, and then 4 other trucks decided to just go fast and blew the field away. So tonight's different. 100% fuel. Obviously, you can go about 30 to 32 laps, I think, on a tank of fuel. What have you heard from the drivers? And is this straight up just a 2-stop race? Or, I mean, obviously that caution could change some things too.
Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot. I did talk to Sean a little bit and this is one of his favorite tracks, as you can tell. I mean, he set P2 fast time and often just barely edged him. But even then, both of those guys were a whole 10th over 3rd place. They really like this track, and he's excited and ready to go, and he was probably looking at a 2-stop race is what he was thinking. I do want to touch base with a couple of the guys that I saw pit there on that caution. I think maybe they were just trying to throw in a little extra strategy, maybe get some fuel right there and see if they can't do an undercut or an overcut somewhere along the way. Might be doing an overcut on the first one and then undercut the next one and just take off, but or even just as possibly put themselves in a position when a caution comes out. But I'll definitely touch base with a few of these teams and see if I can't get more information to touch back with.
All right, sounds good, my man. Well, go have fun and go get a hot dog and a brewski, preferably a Black Horizon one if they have one at the concession stand, because they're the sponsor of the league, for heaven's sakes. But go have fun.
Definitely will. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Kevin Davis, admin, Snake Pit guy probably too. I forgot about that place. And he was right on board with Ben Pierce there, as you see the 26 Brian Sutphin up there on the outside. Caden Atkins also going to follow him through. It's one of those tracks where you don't want to be side by side for long. So you see Brandon Alphin has fallen back to the 5th position already in this 21 truck. Fontaine's gone by, Dalton's gone by, Bondurant's gone by, Alphin just kind of hanging. I think a little bit. Jeremy Frere back on pit road. Not sure what's going on there. He was one of those who pitted at the last caution, so not sure what that deal is about. The 10 laps complete. Everybody in the draft. Looking at lap times, I don't really see anybody just kind of holding back at all. Everybody's just doing their thing and racing now. Appreciate all the viewers watching tonight. Of course, Captain Fronto, that being Canyon, he's racing right now. Drift, of course, always saying hi in chat before he starts the race. So you see Fontaine and Bondurant, those two are teammates. I correct myself. There's kind of rival / teammates. They're all part of the, of course, Fontaine part of KJD2, Bondurant part of the Lap 1 Legends. As they're up here racing, Sean Peachin, who is a part of the Down Under racing crew in that Black Horizon paint. Then all 10 laps here so far in this race as Alex Cummings and Tim Averill battle for the 7th position. Alex going to take it away. Luke Knupp there behind him in a 29 truck. And that's the one thing that side-by-side racing does. Look at Sutphin's run here down the front straightaway. See if he tries to pop out 3 wide. Doesn't have a good enough run there. Knupp was able to protect a little bit there. This being the first time that I've gotten to witness a stock car of any type on the new Indianapolis Motor Speedway surface on iRacing. Yeah, I've heard them talk about a lot more grip in the car or in the truck, which is good because the previous Indianapolis course, you got kind of tight in the long run. And I'm sure eventually that's what they're going to feel here in this truck too, but right, so 12 laps in the books. I'll have to check on my sound bar that plays the audio. So for this is for those just joining us for the first time here on the Captain Esports Network, we appreciate you joining us. Just went over 800 subscribers on YouTube. Appreciate that. Obviously, it took the first, felt like 6 months of me broadcasting, and oh wow, April's flashing pretty good. And when that happened, of course, I went from like 1 to 600 subscribers real quickly. And it feels, oh, and April almost hip checks the 56 of Atkins, and that's going to bring Sutphin. Oh, he thought about popping out. Maybe he still decided not to there. I was trying to watch what Brian was going to do there, but obviously it's taken a while to get the other 200 viewers, so I'm not sure if I've just gotten that boring or if we've lost that many people in the world. I don't know what's going on, but it took forever today to get 200. I mean, I understand. I will admit, I'm not the most comedic guy in the world. I do got terrible dad jokes, apparently. But either way, look at this racing here. That is Caden Atkins taking a position away, and that is Ricky Springer going 3 wide into turn 3. Sutphin had to give some room. April almost ran into the door of Sutphin. Got kind of surprised by that move. Springer racing with a purpose right now after last week's. You can call it a collapse, you can call it a debacle, you can call it whatever. But Springer was pretty much running away with the show at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And all of a sudden it was like the rear tires just lost all the grip, and he had all types of issues in that race. Up front it's kind of settled down. Dalton has fallen back to 5th. Alfin's gone by there. You see Lucas Strayer there in 6th. Alex Cummings in 7th. Our first side-by-side battle looks to be right back in here, potentially. That's why the series puts on great racing as always. Especially here at Indianapolis. Everybody minding their P's and Q's right now early in this race. You see that's Dane Cruz back there. Another driver that needs a lot of help. You got Ben Pierce there in the 18 truck battling with him. You saw Caden Atkins back there in the 9th position making a move. Drive it, old Tiki Slinger. Ricky up 15 from his 25th position up to 10th. Shout out to him, by the way. I was not doing anything last Thursday or planning to do anything last Thursday, and he sends me a message, hey man, you want to join me in a booth for something? I was like, all right. So lo and behold, he pulls me up into a podium broadcast of a dirt series race, and I was like, oh, all right, yeah, of course the dirt. I don't know too much about it, but I had fun with them. It was good times. Shout out to Podium for the hard work they do, of course, over there. I just kind of sat back and acted like I know what I was talking about. As Lucas Strayer and Bondurant both get past Jason Dalton. So Dalton's starting to kind of free fall a little bit here in that 4 truck. Wonder if that right front maybe is getting a little tight on him. Losing the handling potentially here. So Strayer maybe taking some advice from his teammate Brandon Alfin. Of course, he's in that battle. 1 point separating. And right now, Strayer would be in with ease. So Drayton Cook has gone behind the wall, so is Jeremy Frere. So 3 trucks out of the race here early. And this RSD Designs at 200 at the Brickyard. This race has been on the schedule for trying to think, what, 6 seasons, 5 seasons now at this spot. The race before the final race of the season, which, you know, at first when they did it, it made sense geography what they're doing because, again, the series was originally about the Great Lakes, and Indianapolis is, I mean, not quite on the Great Lakes, but right there in the region. And, yeah, they put it on the schedule, and of course, a lot of us were like, yeah, I don't know about that being the race before the finale, but it's turned out to be a pretty good race when it comes to strategy. I mean, we've seen Cody Beatty get his first career win at this race on fuel. J.W. Miller winning a race here on fuel. Of course, last year, Luke Daniels winning a race on fuel. I mean, we've had our strategies. We've had our ups, our downs. We've had fantastic racing at this track. And it's earned its spot of being the you know, second to last race on the schedule. As I should say, Brandon Alphin has worked his way up to third, and now he has caught Mr. Fontaine, so Alphin must have a pretty good long-run truck here. And at 21, Brandon having arguably the worst season he's had in his couple of seasons here in GLSR, not making the playoffs for the first time, which also means it was the first time in his career he has not made the playoffs. We got a couple trucks on pit road here. Tim Averill, Alex Bryson, Dalton Wilson, that's all the TI trucks on pit road here, short pitting and putting this race backwards, it looks like. Interesting call here. So basically what they're doing is pitting here at 20, and they're going to come around, and they're going to pit again at lap 50 and lap 80 likely, which lap 80 is the end of the race. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. There's the field coming through off turn 4 down the front straightaway. You see these guys trying to get off pit road before they go a lap down. That's the one thing you don't want to do when you try this strategy, is you want to stay out in front of the leader. Josh Gagnon on pit road. Drift is on pit road, so a few people taking this strategy. Let me snag Mr. Davis up here real quick. He might be down there investigating, because I don't even see him in chat now. He's down there in the TIX chat and Discord right now. I'm going to turn, I'm going to mute the mic, obviously, and I'm going to listen to chat a little bit here and see what's going on here. That's some interesting calls here, though. You see some of the trucks right up there ahead. There's Bryson, and you see Peachin right behind him. So he's got to skedaddle. All these guys taking 4 tires and fuel. Now, if you go a lap down, obviously, that's where the trouble comes into play here, because caution comes out. You're now stuck as the last truck on the lead lap if you get the lucky dog, or you're stuck being a lap down. Where Bryson, Bryson, Averill, Tyler Brewer, and that Tony Stewart throwback, except Tony didn't scuff the wall at all at any time at that throwback. And Cedric Ingram, these guys here who have pitted. Let me back up because Ingram did not pit. Brewer and these guys, they will likely jump to the lead of this race when the caution comes out. And again, correcting myself, Tim Averill, Bryson Drift, and Dalton Wilson is who I'm talking about there. So here's a line of trucks right behind Lucas Strayer. Lucas up in the 5th position, wanting to get some free beer, apparently. Fontaine 2nd. Of course, Alphin 3rd. That is Josh Gagnon, that red and yellow truck coming off pit road right now. One caution so far. That was a glitchy money shift, we'll call it, from Cam Ingram on lap 2. Otherwise been clean and green. Check this battle out here. A couple Red Sim design painted trucks, not necessarily teammates. KGD2 truck of Christopher Dean holding off Dane Cruz right now. You see Ben Pierce behind him. Oh, somebody smacked the wall back there. Man, a blue truck. I was telling her. The purple people eater just ate the wall. Catch a replay of that real quick here. Here's our pace car driver, Jason Clark. Got nothing to do while he's in the pace car. I mean, I know what he's really doing, but I don't know if I can legally say it on the air. But it might have something to do with Snoop Dogg and Cheech and Chong. It was not Telder who got the wall. It was another purple truck. And I think... Did I correct myself? Or maybe it was. I don't know. There's multiple purple trucks in the field. The other one's Dalton Wilson, I believe. That could be the choose code too. You could actually. I brought that idea up to somebody. I forget who it is. There's actually one series, at least I know of, out there in iRacing that does that, where they actually have the admin go out in like a Pontiac Solstice or something out on the track and he becomes like the choose cone or something. We're gonna watch one more corner here and see if it was Telder who caught the wall there. We saw Dalton Wilson get it. Let's see if Telder gets it this time by. It's Luke Daniels, Stephen Miles on pit road now. Okay, it must have been Dalton. So, all right, we carry on. Let me look at the side of Telder's truck and see if it's scuffed up here. Well, the fence kind of blurred it out there, but I don't think I saw anything. He's off the pace, though, so he must have definitely had himself some flapjacks on that wall. All right, so there's last season's winner, Luke Daniels on pit road, lap 25, Stephen Miles. Also on pit road in the 7 truck, he pulls away. So again, you got to beat the leader off pit road if you're going to make this strategy work. As you see here, Drift has been lapped by Peachin, or at least caught Peachin, I should say. Now he's all over him. And Drift's been up against the wall, it looks like, in that Miami Vice looking thing. Miles is okay right now. Daniels is trying to protect. He should be able to pull away here with tires. Want to mention, hopefully you got a chance to get your lineup set for this week in the fantasy racing. You can check out at GreatLakesSimRacing.com. That is your chance to have a name in the drawing to win a butt kicker. The sponsor, of course, of the fantasy racing. So big shout out to Butt Kicker for what they do for not only GLSR, but all of iRacing with all the support they give to leagues and to broadcasts and stuff like that. So Butt Kicker doing great things. Edward Setup Shop, of course, are the official shop of GLSR. And the sponsor of tonight's race, RSD, Red Sim Design. You can check out Blaine Sparling's paint out there. I've run a couple before, but most of the paints that you see, like on the RSD paint, painted trucks, like that yellow end right there, with Dane Cruz, that is a Blaine Sparling paint scheme. I believe all of his team runs that, and a couple other drivers too, so appreciate Blaine for putting his name out there on the list. And here come a couple more drivers. Lap 28, Brandon Off and Lucas Strayer onto pit road. You know, what I've noticed just from jumping down there in the booth a little bit before the race into the team chat, it's kind of like Brandon has taken Lucas under his wings, so to say, in this race, where, of course, Brandon doesn't have a chance to go to the Final Four this season. So he said, all right, you've got a shot now. I know how to get there, so you follow me. Overshooting your pit stall is not how you do it, as Brandon Alfin's having all types of issues. 4 tires and fuel for the Kentucky driver who was dancing there on pit road, kind of like, what's his name there, the quarterback of Louisville. Malik Cunningham trying to find a hole in that offensive line. I wonder if drift is helping Peach in here. Just kind of pushing him. So Bonner at Cummings, Brian Sutphin on pit road here. So this is pit stops right at lap 30. So here is where I talked about earlier, those drivers who pitted at lap 20. If they did everything right, they should jump to the lead of this race. Oh, Alex Cummings with an awkward pit road stoppage there on his pit stall. I cannot talk tonight, forgive me. Four tires and fuel. Bonder at 14.6. Alex Cummings a 14.8, but lost a little bit of time sliding into his pit stall. And now the leader, Sean Peachin, who's led every lap so far tonight with Sam Fontaine coming in with him. Here comes a couple of the RSD cars. Ben Pierce coming with him. Okay, I'm noticing there. Actually, this just caught my eye. This is the Indianapolis IndyCar oval they're running, because the cone up at turn 4 where the pit entrance is actually a little ways in the pit stalls. So they actually have a little bit more room to slow down to their speed limit of 55 mile an hour on pit road. I just caught that out of my eye. 4 tires and fuel. Let's see if I can point that out next time a truck comes to pit road here. I can show you basically the little bit of a difference. As Ricky Springer inherits the lead. He was actually the first of the trucks that came to pit road under caution. He leads this race now. Dane Cruz, Christopher Dean, your top 5 or top 3, with Sparling and Telder. So you look over to the left, and here come a couple trucks right now. You see the cone. Look at the yellow cone. It's about 100 feet or so into pit road. On the NASCAR Indianapolis, it's down at the start of the wall. Where here, because it's the IndyCar oval, it's actually in the track a little, or in the pit road a little bit. So they get an extra 100 feet or so to slow their truck down. So it's interesting setup there. Not saying I've never done that setup actually in a race. All right, so Springer and Cruz, they have 11 seconds now on Matt Telder. Telder in that 2 truck. Holding off Cedric Ingram right now is 14 seconds back. And then, once those 4 come to pit road, this should be the leader of the race right here. Tim Abril in this number 3. And this is the first of the trucks that pitted at lap number 20. So he's going to go another 17 laps or so likely and pit at lap 50. Now, he doesn't obviously have the freshest tires, but we'll see if the track position game comes into play here. So with Abril leading, eventually, once these others come to pit road, there's Sean Peachin making the move on Alex Bryson. These are the guys on the fresh tires now. Stephen Miles had a pretty big jump with his short pit, as you see him up here now, battling with Bryson. This is, we definitely got a Yahtzee game developing here, the way everything's been shaken up. Bryson almost caught the wall there. That wouldn't have been good. And now Ricky Springer coming to pit road, going to hand the lead to Dane Cruz. Right there was a good way to show how the pit road is different. Springer easily with one of his worst qualifying efforts. And again, not sure if he even tried to qualify or what the deal was. Here comes Telder, here comes Cam, and here's Mr. Davis. What do we got, buddy?
I was saying, I actually watched in on Ricky's qualifying attempt, and it looks like he unfortunately scrubbed the wall on both laps.
That'll happen.
Exiting corner. That was why they disqualified his qualifying times. But just went and talked to a couple of the teams, and They're saying mostly about 27 to 28. I even had one, I think, that think is probably lifting a little bit more, possibly 29 laps on a fuel run. Most of them say they're running it till it's dry and then pitting. Talked to Teller and a couple of the guys from the first stop, the first caution. Basically, just I guess in the long run, hoping that maybe they'll have a little bit fresher stuff towards the end, or if they have a green white checkered or something, maybe that might be the breaker of the deal of whether they get to stay out or not. So I don't know. They're just kind of, everybody here is just running it, seeing what happens. Wait until the tank basically runs out.
All right, Tim Averill coming back to pit road at lap 34 as we saw Peachin and Fontaine make the pass for the lead, and now I'm really scratching my head. So, Kevin, I might have a homework assignment here for you real quickly. The TI team of Bryson, Dalton Wilson, and Tim Averill all came to pit road at lap 20. Now they're back on pit road at lap 35. That one's a head scratcher.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my notebook out for that one. I'll see what I can find out. And
when they pitted it at 20, it made sense because I'm like, all right, maybe they're pitting this race backwards. Go to 50, then go to the finish. 35's not 50, so that one's got me a little confused.
No, I'm gonna go check in. I don't know. Did they all just come in again, or did he
two
get
of them
damaged or something?
No, Averill was leading until right there. Bryson was kind of slow. Dalton's on pit road now, so Dalton I know had damage, and then Drayton Cook's been gone since lap 6, so I don't know what the deal is there. But that just kind of caught my eye there, so I'm very intrigued to see who's calling the pit strategy down there.
Yeah, I don't know if I see Drayton joined back with us, but he didn't come back on track. I think maybe his stuff locked up or something. Let me go check in with them, and I'll see what I can find out.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
So Kevin Davis going to get his inner Dick Bergeron on and get me some information on that situation. So Sean Peachin has gone to the lead here at lap 36. He's led the most laps so far in this race. I can't help thinking back to season 4, where Peachin led a lot of laps in that race, and I think there was one caution that ended up happening towards the end of the race, and it took his win out, and that I don't know if he's still healed from that race. Oh, I want to see Peachin win too. He deserves it. I mean, he's been out here racing for how many I mean, there's a lot of guys I would like to see win a race finally. Peachin won. I mean, I would like to see Blaine win a race. He deserves it. He's been here from the start pretty much. I would like to see, and unbiasedly, I would love to see Alphen win a race finally. See who else. Luke Knupp is deserving. Stephen Miles, I mean, heck, he was, what, 200 feet from winning at Talladega? And ended up not even crossing the line. That'd be cool to see Cedric Ingram win a race, too. Go back here, battle Alex Cummings and Caden Atkins. This is for the 7th spot. You see Luke Daniels. Remember, Luke started tail end. Oh, scraping the wall. Who was that? Is that Dalton Wilson? It was Dalton. That scared Ricky. Ricky drove all the way down to St. Elmo's almost to miss that wall slap. All right, so 2 laps away from the halfway point in this RSD Designs 200 here at the Brickyard. I'm the captain. We welcome you in on this Wednesday evening as we're live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, virtually on iRacing. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter.
Hi, guys.
All right.
Pretty much what I was told was that they were not going to be able to make it to lap 50. That it was going to be a struggle trying to save anything to get there. They did pick up some time with that first stop at lap 20, and felt like they were in decent position. And they kind of noticed a couple of the guys that hit it on the first caution were coming around, and they basically tried to jump ship with them to get on their fuel strategy in hopes that if we do run to a green-white checkered, that possibly they have more fuel for the finish. That way they don't have to basically pit again. So they said that they'll be doing one more stop for the remainder of this race, as expected through most of these teams, to make it to the end. But basically they were just kind of oddball throwing it up to try to get on maybe the longer lasting fuel strategy than trying to make it as far as they could.
All right, so can I ask the obvious question here?
Yeah.
Why did they pit at lap 20 then?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean,
I'm just going to
I
throw
think
it
their
out there.
math, personally, I think their math was off maybe within 5 laps or so.
Interesting.
Maybe
Alright.
they just kind of shorted themselves a little bit too much and realized it. And maybe, I mean, if they did it and realized it, that was a good catch early on, you know. As long as they could stay on the lead lap, they should be all right. But maybe that was the thing, that they just probably kind of, I don't know, a couple laps too early and they wouldn't have made it to the end. So we'll have to see
Yeah, we will.
if this pans out or not. But if they can stay on the lead lap, they might could possibly pull something off at the end.
I think they're going to need a yellow probably, because in the end, that means they're going to make one extra pit stop in this race, which is going to put them back near the tail end part of the lead lap. And you look right now where they're at, you got Tim Abril, who's 39 seconds back, so he's pretty much about to be lapped. There he is in turn 1. You've got Bryson, who's on the border of being lapped. Dalton Wilson's had some issues, so he's smacked the wall a couple times straight, and obviously has had his issues in this race. But it is what it is. I mean, they made the call and stuff like that. I was more curious, like, if they would have went 20-50, no problem. I totally understand that, but it sounds like to me that they didn't do enough math of how many laps they can run, and because of that now, they've made an extra pit stop in the back.
Correct. And you never know. I mean, they may end up getting another caution. I mean, it's just a mistake
absolutely.
early on. They caught it. They're hoping for the best, but, you know, we'll see how it pans out. So,
Hey, no one's perfect.
Nope, mistakes happen all the time. So
Absolutely.
we'll see what happens with it, and hopefully they make the best of it. So
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see what happens. But Beechan's been dominating this race. Appreciate Kevin for going down there and getting the old ice cream scoop.
yes, sir.
As we see Fontaine, of course, running second. We see the pass here. Dane Cruz started 26th and takes the 11th position from Brian Sutphin. Of course, you got Ben Pierce there behind him. And also up here, Caden Atkins making a pass on Stephen Miles. So the RSD guys right here on the border. Can they make the final 4 right now? I mean, as we sit right now in this race, and this is the race where if you go back and watch all the previous Brickyard races, it's the fact. I sit here and start doing math in my head in the last half of the race, and I start talking out loud to everyone. So right now, I can easily say Fontaine is in, Ricky Springer is in, and then from there, I don't know. See, because Lucas Strayer is running 5th right now, with Dane Cruz running in 11th. Right now, the final 4, common sense-wise, would tell me it's Fontaine, Springer, Caden Atkins, Lucas Strayer. But we'll have to see. Still plenty of laps to go. That's why I try to save the math till later in this race instead of now, because it's not points as of now. It's points at the end of the race. Ricky Springer inside of Caden. This is the 6th place battle here. Right on board the ghost truck there as he takes the position away. Caden jumps right back there behind him. Of course, next week, the final race of Season 8, Chicagoland Speedway, the Black Horizon 250 Championship race. And the Chicagoland Speedway, it's the longest race, of course, of the GLSR season, and one that'll crown a champion. but 4 drivers will be a part of it. Of course, we'll be there for the race live on the Captain Esports Network. You see Springer starting to drive away a little bit there from Dane Cruz. Dane is on the outside now of Luke Daniels, who's trying to make a move here. How about the drive of Mr. Daniels, the Texas driver, as they both shoot to the inside of Dalton Wilson. Dalton just trying to he hits the wall again. Dalton is having all types of fights with the wall. I think he's hitting each corner. All right, let's take it through the field and see where everybody's running right now. And we'll show you the pit strategies of where everybody's at right now in this race as we start with Sean Peachin. Of course, leader, dominated this race. He has 1 second now over Sam Fontaine. Sean pitted at lap number 30 in this race, so we should see him back close to the 58 to 60 mark as he'll get into the window to make that his last stop and go to the finish. Sam Fontaine running second. There is Sammy, the 77 truck. Starting to reel in Peachin a little bit there, as he also pitted at lap number 30. Right behind Mr. Fontaine is Justin Bonder at 1.4 seconds back. Bondo picking up the win last week at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, looking to potentially go get himself another win, and arguably would be the biggest one of his career here at the Brickyard. As he's 1.4 seconds back right now, third position for him. And Bondo pitted at lap 29. Brandon Alfin says he didn't pit, but he did, as we saw it earlier. And I can tell you it was when Lucas Strayer pitted, so it says 28. So Brandon Alfin pitted at lap 28, and there he is, 3.4 seconds back right now in the 21 truck. Good comeback after doing the whatever you want to say, the cha-cha slide or whatever into his pit stall there a little bit ago, and had all types of issues. The truck on the move is this guy right here. Ricky Springer just took the 5th position from Lucas Strayer. Ricky pitted on lap 33, but again, remember, he pitted at the first caution, and the only caution, which was at lap 2. So that's where somebody smacked the wall really hard back there off of either that or blinked out or something. Did Caden get I saw smoke off the wall. All right, back to what we're doing. Lucas Strayer, he's in the 6th position right now. Just got passed by Ricky, 7.2 back. As I mentioned, Lucas pitted right when Brandon Alfin pitted, which was at lap 28. So we should see him on pit road, I would say, in the next 8 laps or so. And then Caden Atkins, 7th position right now for that Red Sim design number 56. Top forward points, looking to just get the best finish he can and hopefully lock himself in for a championship run next week. Yes, he is 8.3 seconds back as Alex Cummings, 8th position for him. Alex pitted at lap 29. Alex also a playoff driver, running right where he started, 8th position there in that Appalachian number 63 truck. Dane Cruz, the man on the move, one of the men on the move. I know I said that about Springer, but Cruz has done the same thing pretty much, up 17 spots to 9th. 11 seconds back right now. Dane pitted at lap number 34. He also pitted at the first caution. And then there's Stephen Miles in the 7 truck. There's Stephen. Out here kind of by himself, hanging out. in the 10th position, 14 seconds back. He pitted at lap number 25 in this race. So he's one of the early guys to pit here. We should see him probably in the next 3 or 4 laps. As a matter of fact, we're starting to see pit stops now. So let me cut away. Drift is on pit road. Josh Gagnon also on pit road right now. Gagnon's actually behind the wall. Thank you, Todd. I couldn't remember the rest of it. I knew it was Appalachian. Appalachian Electric Co-op. What? Corporation. Forgive me, guys, tonight. It's been a long week already. It's December. I work for a delivery company called FedEx. I've already done this week. It's 3 days in. I've already delivered up to I've done 100 and... Miles just got the wall, I think, again. This week, I have done 200... What, like 215? Roughly, around that area. Stops in 3 days, which some company, I mean, some, like FedEx Ground, they do like 150 days, so it's kind of nothing compared to them, but it'll work out. It looks like Luke Daniels coming to pit road here. So here we go at the start of what should be final pit stops here. As we went through what the top 10 basically in this race of where everybody's running. So Ben Pierce runs 11th, Blaine Sparling, Brian Sutphin. Christopher Dean runs 14th. Jason Dalton has fallen to 15th after his great qualifying effort. Cedric Ingram, Tim Averill in 17th. As last season's winner, Luke Daniels is in, as I mentioned. 4 tires and fuel, 15.1. Brandon Alphin coming to pit road. Had to lock it down. Here comes Miles. Don't be surprised to see Lucas Strayer maybe coming behind him here. But you know what? Lucas stayed out. Dean's coming in. Holsitter does a lot better getting into his pit stall this time. It's actually the longest pit boxes in all of NASCAR racing, as Miles having issues in his pit box. And when I mean longest, I mean from the back stall to the front. It's actually one of the narrowest pit boxes, though, from side to side. Excuse me, 14.5 for Brandon Alphin. He pulls away. Dalton, Christopher Dean on pit road, as I mentioned. Miles, Matt Telder on pit road. Miles is probably beating himself up, knowing him. Things are on me too long. Peachin has kind of steadied that lead out at 1.1 seconds. Is tonight the night that the man who was born in Lafayette, Indiana, which is roughly 60 miles north and west of Indianapolis, home of the Boilermakers of Purdue University. Got to live up there for about 3 years myself, doing some radio up there. But of course, Sean makes his living now in Las Vegas, but still calls this track one. Oh, it is cooperative. Thank you, Todd. I wasn't sure if it was cooperative or cooperation. There it is again. Corporation. But I was talking about Sean, of course, still calls this track his home track and calls it his favorite track. And I'm going to read it literally verbatim what he said to me at... this was Wednesday. When was the 5th? Monday. Today's Wednesday. Where he said to me, "Pole at Indy is unlikely. I am struggling with the fixed set." That was his words to me on Monday. Does it look like he's struggling? He figured something out. Lucas Stringer, Alex Cummings to pit road here. 25 laps to go. All right, so going back to the history of this race, as you see, Stringer four tires and fuel, he pulls away, along with Alex Cummings. So this is the 6th race at the track. Ricky Springer winning last April of 2021. That was the race right there that, if I remember correctly, is the one that Sean was pretty upset about. And that was where season 3 is when that was. That was when actually Ricky won the championship. He felt like he had a truck just as good as Springer did that day, finishing 13th in the race with Sean. That was the season 3 race. Season 4, that was where Cody Beatty pulled the upset on fuel mileage and winning that race. And in season 5, J.W. Miller winning the same way. It was the aced racing dominance of Indianapolis, basically, those last few seasons. As you see the Red Sim Design guys making pit stops. And then Aaron Smith, who made that cameo during season 6 in a couple of races, he ended up winning, I believe it says one and only start in this series, or one and only win, I should say, in this series. And then, of course, last season it was Luke Daniels with the win. The theme here, first-time winners. 4 straight seasons at this track. Is tonight number 5. Or do we get a repeat winner for the first time in 6 races at the track? Well, let's see who's leading this race right now. That might be a sign, potentially, here. Lane Sparling to pit road in the 59. Can you imagine that, though? How tough is that? I mean, when you think about this series and all the good drivers they've had, we could be looking at 5 straight times at this track that we have a new winner. And when I say a new winner, I mean a first-time winner in the season or in the series. It's unheard of. Like, even in real life, I don't know if that's possible. It's kind of like how, what was it, a couple seasons ago? Or, yeah, back in the early 2000 teens at Phoenix, when it was always talked about being a streak breaker race, where, like, Ryan Newman broke his streak of, like, races not won. Carl Edwards did the same thing. Kevin Harvick. I think Casey Kane was one of them. Like, all of them were breaking these, like, 100 plus race streaks. Back to back to back to back to back. All right, here we go. Sean Peachin, Sam Fontaine on pit road. Fontaine gained some room there on Sean. Sean just needs 4 tires and fuel and just do a basic pit stop here. Get in, get out, and just keep running your race. Still plenty of time to go here. Don't usually do this, but let's sit here on board with Sean. Right side tire is going to go up. Should go to the left side. Starts to rev it up a little bit here. Try to get the launch off pit road. There he goes for 15.6. But you know what? He outran. That was interesting. Fontaine lost 7/10 on pit road there. What happened? A slow stop for Sean, but then Fontaine had issues leaving pit road. Let's see if I can find. I don't see anything on the exit of pit road, so let's watch Sam come down into his pits. Blocks it. Oh, right there's your difference. So overshoots his pit stall, even had itself ready to go in reverse. So nice catch on his part, but as you see, one little mistake and it just falls away from you. All right, so Ricky Springer leads by 23 seconds now over Bonder and Alphin. And then Peachin as here comes Ricky. Oh, he's going to send it. He has one of the early pit stalls here after messing up qualifying. Four tires and fuel, and he pulls away. So let's see where it cycles everybody around, because now your leader's right here. Justin Bondurant pitted at lap 54. So pretty much everybody from this point on can make it on fuel now. And appreciate everybody who's watched so far this evening. I saw it jump up to, what, 22 viewers at one point tonight. So appreciate all you guys who have joined us here on the Captain Esports Network, along Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And a reminder for next week's race at Chicagoland Speedway, you still could get in the running for the butt kicker. All the drivers that, or even just fans who sign on, if you have the best scoring team that week, that is how you get in the drawing for the butt kicker. You have one more week to do so next week. GreatLakesSimRacing.com is the website to get involved in the fantasy. Of course, you can check out other things too, from team points to driver history, track history, and stuff like that at the website at GreatLakesSimRacing.com. Edwards Setup Shop, also a sponsor of the series. Appreciate all the hard work that Austin and people and friends do for the series. And of course, the sponsor of tonight's race, the RSD Designs 200 at the Brickyard. Appreciate what Blaine has done, not only for this series, but what he does for iRacing and paints and stuff like that. So does a real good job with his paints on his cars. So, all right, let's go through the field again here. 17 laps to go. Let's show you where everybody's at. Justin Bondurant has a 3.3 second lead on Brandon Alphin. And that's because he pitted at lap number 54 in this race. Brandon pitted in lap 52. He is back 3.2 seconds on the 11 truck. And then there's Sean Peachin, who pitted 6 laps later from Bondurant. So he has fresher tires than the 21 and the 11. Can he catch them though? It's about 8 seconds right now from Sean to the leader. Can he do it without burning up his stuff? And then Sam Fontaine in between. He and Sean Peachin is the lap truck, the 19 of Cedric Ingram. As we've got some free wideness back here with the RSD guys. There's Caden and Dane right now, 5th and 6th. So with this situation now for Caden and Dane, they are both, I believe, in the Final Four now, and Strayer is now back out. So we'll have to keep an eye on this with where it looks right now, because we have, what, a 7 of the top 10 right now, all playoff drivers in this race right now. Ricky Springer, 6th position for him. He has, or 7th position. He has the caution is out, and it's Dalton Wilson. Or no, it's Matt Telder. I'm sorry. Those purple trucks got me. And they, by the way, have both 2s in their number. Matt Telder goes around turn 3 and brings out the caution that changes everything. What happened to... Oh, right in front of Sean Peachin, too. Oh! Sean got in the back of Telder. as they make contact here. I have a strange feeling there's going to be a conversation about that. I'll be curious to see where blame gets placed here, because if this goes to Sean, I believe he's going to the back. This contact. Very similar. Well, no, it's not quite as similar as the Kurt Busch, Jimmy Spencer wreck, because they were actually side by side there. That was just one of those where Telder left the bottom open, and unfortunately the two made contact there. So, all right, pit stops. Here we go. They're all in. This is interesting. I mean, this not only changes the race, but changes potentially the playoff picture here. Sam overshot his pit stall again. Here comes Ricky already as Luke Daniels overshoots his stall. Ricky Springer, with maybe 2 tires, if not fuel, only wins the race off pit road. Bondurant's going to be second. Alfin's going to be third. Alex Cummings jumps to fourth. Fontaine falls all the way back to fifth. As for the one truck, is Sean Peachin, 13th position, 27-second pit stop. I assume that's damage on the right front. And knowing Sean, he is probably saying some things that would get you in trouble on TV. Again, a reminder, next week, Chicagoland Speedway will have the race for you here on the Captain Esports Network. We'll crown a champion for Season 8. But first, we have to find out which 4 are going to be racing for it. Right now, the simple math. Matter of fact, actually, let's do this real quick. Let's put up the points on the screen and let you see it again. This is where we were entering the race. Fontaine up by 63, so he's in. Ricky Springer running in the lead, up 38, he's in. And then it becomes the battle right around the 3rd place position. So you've got Caden Atkins right now is in 7th with Dane Cruz in 8th. Lucas Strayer is 6th. Alex Cummings is 4th. If I do the math correctly here, those 4 drivers are literally on top of each other right now. Because there's 10 points separating Cummings and Strayer. There's 15 from Cummings to Atkins. So that would put Cummings ahead of Cruz. Strayer's ahead of Cruz by 2 positions. That would put him ahead of Cruz. So literally right now, it's like it's 4 drivers on top of each other right now for the 3rd and 4th positions. So you want to know what racing's version of the college football playoffs is? You're looking at it right now. 13 laps to go as we go back racing from Indy. Except the points determine who gets the Final 4, not people. Well, then again, people do kind of consider it because we got people driving. Oh, Lucas Strayer gets a little wobble there. And then Dane Cruz gets loose. Cummings getting a little loose. Alfin's getting, they're all dancing. Meanwhile, Springer up here, I believe, on 2 tires. Oh, contact. Cruz with a, I'm sorry, Atkins with a big block on Dean. And on the outside, Justin Bondurant for the lead. Not able to make the move. Can he cross him over, though? Nope, not much momentum there. As the Indianapolis Snake makes an appearance. Bondurant, strong run topside there. Oh, contact and net code. Bondurant. And Lucas Strayer gets turned. Hard into the wall. And tempers are going to be flying as the third caution is out in the end. Unfortunately for the playoffs for Lucas Strayer. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw netcode. Let's do the old netcode view here. So Bondurant had a strong run off turn 4. Was able to work the draft, goes topside here. We go to turn 1. Bondurant, plenty of room, gives him a wide apex into the corner. Springer goes in there kind of shallow, which is exactly what you got to do when somebody's on your outside. I can't. Where'd that nose damage come from? Yeah, there's netcode big time. But what I see is 2 trucks going for the same position. And the reason I say that is I see Bondurant looks like is slowly coming down the track, and Springer, watch the white line for a reference, slowly starts coming up the track. But they don't even touch. Oh, that's tough. And then Strayer, nowhere to go. T-bone stake. And add Sam Fontaine to the list. He got damage from hitting Strayer back there. So for Strayer, unfortunately, his playoff run ends. Oh, or should I say got turned upside down. And we got trucks on pit road. That's the tough part about being an admin. Yeah. I see your point there. I mean, he does come off the white line. That's tough to call, though. Oopsies. So Springer is the leader of the race still. Brandon Alphin now up to second. Alex Cummings up to third. Dane Cruz, Caden Atkins going to be your top 5 now. So now it comes down to 3 drivers racing. Actually, you know what? Let me back this up a little bit. Let me tell you how big of a situation has just developed for us right now. Sam Fontaine is on pit road getting damage fixed. It is in the 18th position. If that truck is badly damaged, there is a potential here. I see the scrapes on the right side. There, I told you, remember this, and this had to pop in my head to remind myself. This is the old NASCAR points format from the 90s. So, hypothetically, right now, with Alex Cummings running 3rd, Sam Fontaine running 17th. Now, it's not exactly 5 points all the way down to Fontaine here, because eventually it goes to 4 and then down to 3. But that is 12 positions. That's 14 positions. And just say hypothetically, if we did 14 at 5. As we get ready to go 1 to green this time by, I'm going to pull out my old calculator real quickly. Is this an actual person here trying to advertise on my channel? Anyways, sorry about that. Is that even a legit person? $14 times 5 is 70. So if I got to remember this format in my head, it's hard to when it's been what, nearly 20 years since we've had it as a points format. It's going to be really, if Fontaine can't go any further and Alex Cummings finishes where he is, there is a legit chance that Fontaine does not make the Final Four. So this is going to be a very interesting 7 laps right here. Brandon Alphin, a terrible restart. And obviously Springer did not get the penalty there, so they must have put the replay or the accident on netcode. Now the damage you saw in the replay, I'm looking to see the front end of Springer's got damage on the front end of that truck. I don't know where that came from. When Alex Cummings is there. Springer kicking off dust on that inside lane as they come to 6 to go. Cummings not falling for it. And this makes sense now of why Bondurant got the great run on the outside. The nose damage on Ricky's truck is slowing him down. He's got all the corner speed, but no straightaway speed. As Alex Cummings sweeps to the top side. Oh, this is going to bring Alphin. This is going to bring Dane Cruz. Cummings clears for the lead. Springer blocks to the bottom. Oh, Cruz almost stuck it in the middle. Fontaine is only up to the 16th position right now. And here comes the RSD teammates working with each other. 5 laps to go. Right now, the battle for 4th in points is between Dane Cruz and Sam Fontaine. I'm pretty sure right now Alex Cummings is in. When you add the bonus points for winning a race, leading a lap, and the deficit he had to 4th in the points, I think Alex is in right now. It's between Dane and Sam. With 4 laps to go. Ask me how I know. I don't. But I'm just doing simple math. I wish there was a way, iRacing, please. Or SDK Gaming, please. Can we find a way to do points as we race? That would be awesome. Alphin should be able to clear Springer here with the damage. It might actually help Cruz here too. Which this would actually probably put Cruz back in. Oh, this is going to be close. And here comes Sean Peachin. I thought he was done. Three laps to go. We get another yellow. This one's got a chance. talked earlier about it didn't make sense that Indy would ever be a race that you could do like the second to last race. Look what it's turned into at the end again. Craziness. Oh, contact, door banging. Can Alfin draft up to Alex Cummings? Now, I brought this up a little bit ago. We've never had a repeat winner in all the races in Indianapolis in the series. The front four have not won at this track. We also have a 4-race first-time winner streak. Brandon Alfin has not won a race in this series. There's a couple potentials still here. 2 to go. It's all about trends. Fontaine is in trouble. He has spun in turn 2. Caution is out. Oh my gosh. And now Ricky Springer's in trouble. What the hell is going on around here? The playoffs just got flipped on its head. I got nothing. First, what happened to Sam? Oh no! Drift got loose off of in turn 1 and got into the door of him. Oh dear God, at least we're going to be under caution. I'm going to do some math here. Great save by Sam, but my gosh. Now for Ricky. Caution's out. Something's wrong. Hold on before we say this, guys. Something's not right here. Ricky would not do that. Something had to have gone wrong with his VR or something. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Because the reason why I bring this up, he's still sitting here. He's still sitting here. He doesn't, like, he would immediately be gone. Something. Hold off on, guys, before you say anything like that. Especially, look, he's still sitting here. And I'm not hit a button yet. I'm curious on that one. Something doesn't look right there. Anyways, all right, let's go back to what's going on now, the realistic at hand. Let's pull the points up real quickly on the board. All right. Let's see if I can figure this one out. That's it. All right. Okay, Lucas Turner is behind the wall, so Lucas is out. Alex Cummings leads this race. Brandon Alfin is second. He's not in the playoffs. Dane Cruz is third. Fontaine's still 17th right now. Springer is 20th. So right now, Atkins would jump Ricky. And I'm pretty sure that Cruz would jump Ricky. Yeah, no, I understand that, but, like, hold off before, because I'm not somebody that has VR. But I know with VR, a lot of things happen different than just saying right here, just looking at a screen. So I've never seen Ricky do something like that before. I could be absolutely wrong too. I'm pretty sure with this wreck, Ricky Springer's out now of the Final Four. Fontaine is on the bubble. But you know what? With the Springer accident, you know who might be sitting here looking pretty right now? Let's not overlook Luke Daniels. Luke is in 7th right now in this race. There's a chance Fontaine is still okay. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm guessing everything right now. Literally. I'm pretty sure that Alex Cummings, Dane Cruz, and Caden Atkins are in. It's Fontaine. That's the question right now. Fontaine might find his way in by default. I mean, this is literally looking like the college football playoffs all over again, except Fontaine's the Georgia Bulldogs. Anyways, back to green. And then, by the way, this is a green-white checker. Often another terrible restart. Here comes Peach and Christopher Dean into the picture. Dane Cruz. Now, if Dane wins this race, he's definitely in. As Alfin falls to 4th as they're going to come to the white flag. How hard does Alex race Dane knowing that he's likely in? Or does he even know? Has anyone told him? White flag from Indy. Oh, Alfin smashes the wall. Cummings trying to break the draft to Dane Cruz. Somebody's spinning. It's Sean Peachin. They are going to drag race off turn 4. The Tennessee-born driver who just recently learned winning on ovals comes to the line and wins at Indianapolis. Alex Cummings, your winner. Started off as a road course driver, predominantly came over to ovals a couple seasons ago, joins the league, wins his first 3 races on dirt, and now has just won arguably the biggest race of his career. And we are looking at potentially, and I think we are looking at now, 3 of the 4 drivers that are going to be in the Final Four right here in the top 3. Sean, that's a hell of a way to go away. I'm looking for Sam Fontaine finished 17th. Did Fontaine lead a lap? I do not think so. as Cummings celebrates with burnouts. All right, so, of course, when all else fails, you go to the book of they, or Wikipedia. They said, between 1 through 6, it's 175 to the winner and 5-point gaps. Between 6 and 11, it's 4. From 11 down, it's 3. All right, so with that said, and Alex Cummings gets the bonus points for winning a race and a bonus point for leading a lap. From 1st to 17th would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Point separation, which from 63 would push it down to, correct me if I'm doing the math wrong here, guys, with 38. So then we go down 7th, or I'm sorry, 6 would be 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. 24 from 38 is 14. And then 3 points from 11th down. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Luke finished 5th, which is 12. I think Sam Fontaine is going to be in by a very small margin over Luke Daniels, which would be incredible enough that the fact that Luke actually missed the first race of the playoffs. Oh, there's going to be a lot to talk about here. All right, let's... All right, so Ricky just reached out to me real quickly, and he said his VR froze. That makes total sense to me. So, again, I know everybody's going to be Mr. Attack Ricky or whatever. Ricky's... I've never seen him do anything shady. Again, I could be way off. So, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there that what I saw on the track there looked like a VR set or something freezing. So, what are you going to do? You know? So, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me. Either way, Alex Cummings won this race. Let's not overshadow that. Dane Cruz finishes second. Let's go over the standings of the race. That's not nice. Dane Cruz finishes second. Caden Atkins third. Christopher Dean ends up fourth. I hadn't even shown you guys the Peach and Wreck yet. I don't even know what happened. Luke Daniels fifth. Ben Pierce sixth. Alfin, with a much shorter right side of the truck, finishes seventh. Stephen Miles ends up eighth. Luke Knupp ninth. Tim Averill 10th. Alex Bryson ends up 11th with Sean Peach and Blaine Sparling. Cedric Ingram, Matt Telder finishes 15th. Dalton Fontaine 17th. That, like I said, I'm pretty sure Cummings, Cruz, and Atkins are in. It's between Luke Daniels and Sam Fontaine. Fontaine 17th. Drift 18th. Bryson, where's 19th? Tyler Brewer 19th. Ricky Springer 20th. Bonder at 21st. Lucas Strayer 22nd. Brian Sutphin 23rd. Dalton Wilson, Josh Gagnon, Drayton Cook, Jeremy Frere. Cam Ingram finishing in the 28th position. And that's it. 28 drivers, unfortunately. So this is where we sit right now. So Cummings obviously now becomes the 6th different winner in the history of the Indianapolis race. Congratulations to him on that. He breaks the streak of 4 straight first-time winners at this track and picks up, I didn't even look at the website, but I believe it's his 6th now career win here at the Brickyard. And what we could potentially see here is we're either going to have 4 drivers next week with a chance to win their first Black Horizon championship, or we could have a driver looking to win his second against the other 3 looking to win their first. So there's interesting nuggets there for you. Let's go talk to some drivers here in what is going to be a interesting conversation with a lot. I'm sorry if I'm kind of repeating things. I'm just trying to cover what you guys want to know with the most stuff that I can do it with. The most prep, the most yes, thank you, Jason. The most prep, the most information or whatever that I can give you for this race. Let's go back to the Peach and Wreck real quick on the final lap here. Taking a breath now for a second. You told me what? All right, so here we go. So Dean gets a real good run inside here. Obviously, Brandon Alfin's already clocked the wall, but somehow still up to speed here, I believe. Oh, Dean, late entrance into the corner. And Peachin actually saved the truck for the most part. Wow. I thought he wrecked it. But Sean went to enter the corner. Dean didn't. And that's where you see Luke up there making the pass as they come to the line. And Peach says, oh, I've already beaten up the right side enough. Might as well beat the left up now. Oh my gosh. All right, let's man, I could talk to like the whole field right now and have a story on him. Okay, let's talk to Caden Atkins. Let's start with him. Caden locked into the Final Four in his first season back here in the championship race. Caden, obviously, I'm sitting over here trying to figure everything out myself, which when you do math with the air,
yeah,
it's kind of hard to do right now, but I'm sitting there trying my best at it. And I've almost pulled out my daughter's blocks to figure things out if I need to here. But looks like the things we do know. Obviously, you've had the best finish of those in the top three, so you're pretty much in the
yes,
Final
sir.
Four, it looks like. So congratulations on that. That's got to feel pretty good with a third-place finish.
Yes. Thank you. So I played a lot of defense for my homie Dane Cruz because I think he's made it too.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, actually, he did make it.
I'm pretty sure he's in.
So I wanted to go for the win, but I'd rather go for the win next week against him instead of against someone like Ricky, which I think he might have missed it. But we don't know that yet. It's between him and I think Alex, right?
Actually, I'm pretty sure Ricky's out. I'm thinking it's actually how weird this is going to sound from my math. It looks like it's actually between Luke Daniels and Sam.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't Sam...
Remember, this is the old point system. This isn't the new point system.
Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I had a good race, I think. I'm happy with third.
Let's focus on you here for a second.
Yeah,
take a breath.
We'll worry about the points later. Yeah, this is my first top three of the season, if believe it or not. I've finished fourth like 5 times or something like that, just shy of the interview spot. But I mean, I'm kind of been a dark horse this season. I haven't won yet. You know, usually I get that win out of the way at the start of the season, but you know, we still got next week, so I really hope I can win the race and the championship. That'd be awesome. And what do you mean why?
No. I was going to say why you don't like talking to me, anyways.
No. What do you mean? I was like, I've been missing the interviews. I'm like, dang it, I got fourth. I want to talk to freaking the captain. But yeah. So today was just make no mistakes.
Right.
Run the race. The strategy was pretty good. Me and Dane. Well, Dane pitted on like the first caution, so we had way more fuel. So that's why that probably helped him a lot because he were able to run longer, and then he was able to like chase everybody down on the long run. And then on those final restarts, I mean, Dane got rear-ended by Ricky on pit road because they were both halfway in their boxes, and it kind of did that stupid netcode hitty thing.
Oh, that would explain it as damage.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so Dane got hit by Ricky in pit road, and I overshot my box. And then Strayer came out of pit road ahead of us, and Cummings also came out of pit road ahead of us. So I'm like, Dane might not make it. Like, I think I'm safe, but Dane won't make it. And then, obviously, Strayer gets crashed, and Ricky has his problems, and that really opened the door wide open to basically confirmed punched our ticket to Chicago. So I mean, I'm really happy that Dane made it too. Got some teamwork. Everyone always says we race each other, our teammates, so hard. We did some good teamwork today. So I think, yeah.
Does anyone else have any Ben Rhodes kind of feel here out of Caden Atkins?
I'm Ben Rhodes. Okay. That means I'm gonna win next week.
Yeah, but you're too young to drink still. But anyways,
in Canada, I'm old enough.
That's fair. So I do got to bring this up, obviously.
Yep.
The last time you, Dane, and a certain guy that we all know as Zach.
Yep.
All were in the playoffs together in the Final Four.
And it's actually Noah, not Dane.
Oh, well, still, the team. You get my point here.
You're right. We collapsed, and Blaine Sparling took it all. But now he's my team owner, so I've got his power on my side. So we're going for it.
All right. Well, I'm with you on that. So, well, best of luck, man. Congratulations on it. Go give some shout-outs whoever you like to.
Thank you. Shout out to Blaine Sparling and Red Sim Design / Red Sim Racing, the great paint schemes. And shout out to Great Lakes Sim Racing for existing so that we can race, and all the admins. And thanks to you. I know you're leaving us after the season, and it makes me sad.
There's breaking news.
Wait, are you not leaving now?
No, I haven't told anybody out in the open yet.
No, nothing happened. Nothing's happened. I'm sorry. You posted it in here, so I thought it was known. But I guess I broke the news for everybody.
Worst known secret.
Well, I mean, half the audience is the actual drivers, and the other half are probably people who know the drivers. And then I
don't know. You got a Caden Atkins fan club, a Caden Atkins hate club. You've got
exactly
a PPM reference on here already.
I mean, no, Dylan was watching.
Yeah, I think he's your hate club, by the way. Anyways,
of course he is.
Yeah, congratulations. Oh, go finish up your shout-outs, by the way.
Oh yeah. I think I'm done. Yeah, okay. That was everything.
All right, now get off my lawn.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye.
Be safe, buddy.
Thanks.
Caden Atkins. Okay, he kind of said it out there, and go ahead and clarify. Yes, that there is some truth to that, and we'll talk about that next week. What channel? Oh, that one. Okay. Let's talk to his teammate, who might be as energized as he is. I don't know. Let's see. Dane Cruz joins us. I don't know if Dane's as energized as Caden was, but Dane, you finished second, and I'm about 100% sure you're in the Final Four, with my math. So congratulations on that. 24 spots gained. Started in the back and worked your way up, and nice job finishing second.
Yeah, thank you, man. It was an adventure all night, I gotta tell you. Started 26th. My teammates didn't trust the process, and we ended up second. Got some rear end damage, but Caden Atkins, he was the real GOAT tonight. And I also got to give a shout out to the boys back home, Dylan Parker, Noah Mayer. I didn't know they were rooting us on all night, but they were. So I'm appreciating them. But man, that was I had fun. The setup felt good, track felt good, and it was just some good old clean racing until we got in the last 20 laps. But still. I'm really lucky I got second, so I'm happy with it.
How tough was it to pass? Because obviously you had to come up there through the field, and you took your time, obviously, with cautions and pit stops and things to work your way through the field.
It wasn't bad, honestly. Usually if you would get to the inside of someone, they wouldn't fight it. They'd kind of just yield for you. So
right.
That was good. Everyone raced pretty respectful, it seemed. But yeah, I really got to thank Caden. He's the savior. I had so much damage. He was a parachute, and he's the MVP. I honestly hope one of us wins it next week. Obviously, hope it's him. Hope it's Caden.
Are you literally doing a Kevin Durant right now to Caden?
I don't watch basketball, but
I don't either. I just remember him telling everybody else they're the MVP or whatever. Anyways,
yeah. Blaine's also an MVP, bringing me on this team, sponsoring me. Appreciate Red Sim Design.
Oh man, what a race it was, man. I'm happy for you, and like I said, I can't say officially you're in, but just doing my math, it appears you're in. So congratulations, and send some shouts over you like to.
Like I said, Red Sim Design, boys back at Peak Performance Motorsports. I'm sure there's someone else I'm forgetting, but yeah, thanks to all of them. They can't do without them. Can't not do without them.
I think we've had 2 and now 3 PPM references in the last 10 minutes, which is 3 more than we've had all season on the air. So that's interesting. I think.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations, and we will see you next week in Chicago.
All right, thank you, and good luck to everybody else in the Final Four. But I'm taking it home.
Oh, well, there you go. I like the confidence there. The Noah Gregson of the Final Four, apparently, and Dan Cruz. Congratulations to him, as he's already calling his shot. So wherever his channel is, there it is. So we got Ben Rhodes covered. We've got Noah Gregson covered. So let's see. Here comes Alex Cummings. Let's bring him up here. He's probably patiently waiting for his time up here sometime. As Alex Cummings joins us now. Alex, man, you picked a great time to get your biggest win, I would say, arguably, of your GLSR career. Not only because, well, 1, it's Indianapolis, but 2, I'm pretty sure you're locked in the playoffs now, into the Final Four.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. So after how last season went, I'll definitely take this.
Yeah. How weird is that in life where you go and, score the most points last season when it comes to regular season points, easily, arguably one of the 2 best drivers with Sam, and yet this season you do get yourself an early win, but you don't go out and lead like the points, and you just kind of hang back and just do your thing, and yet you go farther than you did with the most points. Kind of backwards.
Yeah, I think that's just a big part of playoff racing, of how it is now with doing the playoffs for the point series. Last year just happened to be on the bad end of it, and this year just happened to be on the good end. So we'll take it when we can get it.
Well, man, I'm happy for you. Congratulations on this win, obviously, with you being in. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out who the other person would be, because obviously I know you're in. I know Dane's in. I'm pretty sure it's Sam, but it's going to be by a very small margin if so. With it look like potentially being between Sam and your teammate Luke Daniels for the 4th spot. So congratulations, though, man. How's it feel to win at Indianapolis?
Oh, it feels great. This definitely wasn't a track I would think I would get a win at. This is my first time getting a win in any vehicle here. So I wasn't expecting it, but like I said, we'll take it, and hopefully can ride this momentum onto Chicagoland and see what we can do there.
Does that change your mindset a little bit now going into Chicago, saying, all right, now it's different than what I originally had planned? Because I was there any, let me ask this. Was there first any kind of faith in knowing that, hey, I still have a shot? Or was it one of those, like, I'm going to Indianapolis, just going to do the best I can and just go to Chicago from there? And then with that being said, now that that's changed, how do you feel about Chicago?
I knew I definitely had a shot just with how tight the points were with everybody. So I was trying to do my best here just to get a better shot at it. So wasn't really looking into Chicagoland, was mainly just focusing on this race. And now this gives me a chance to all this week to work on next week and prepare for Chicagoland. And it's still going to be a tight race, I believe. All the 4 guys that are going to be in the Final Four, it's going to be a tough race and should put on a good show.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job and congratulations. Send some shouts whoever you like to.
Yeah, I just got to thank everybody over on the Lap 1 Legends team for all the support and help this season. Just thank everybody that is behind the scenes with GLSR that puts on this league, does everything they do. And then a big shout out to you for always doing an awesome broadcast. I know everybody's really going to miss you next season.
Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate it, and we'll... sorry, I was just seeing I saw some stuff in the ring here. But anyways, congratulations, man. Go celebrate the win with your team. And I know Taylor's and those guys are happy for you. But, hey, man, you get to go for a championship.
Oh, yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you.
Absolutely, buddy. You too, buddy. Alex Cummings, staying humble and ready to rock next week in Chicago, getting the win here tonight. Congratulations to him. We'll move him down to his team. Now, the only unfortunate thing is this isn't one of those leagues where you can just go right into Sim Racer Hub and get the points and be done with it. They do use the website and stuff, so hopefully we'll get those updated here. I'm going to stay for a second and I could try to figure this out myself. I mean, oh, actually, hey, they're done. Oh, by the way. And so, okay, so I was a little off. but I did get the 4 right. Caden Atkins, Dane Cruz, Sam Fontaine, and Alex Cummings will be the final 4. The points are updated. Ricky Springer ends up 5th, actually. So Luke Daniels was actually further back than I thought. So that's where I was a little off still. Yeah, so Caden Atkins, Dane Cruz, Sam Fontaine, and Alex Cummings will race for the championship. Sam's down there in the Oval Office right now, so I don't know if I necessarily want to bother him. Let me mute real quickly here and jump down into that chat and see if I can grab Sam. It's one of those kind of media. Let's bring Sam up here. There's a reason why I muted that chat. It worked out perfectly because obviously Sean's not happy. But Sam, I want to bring you up here real quickly because you're the 4th person. I was hesitant and scared for a second, like, oh my gosh, Sam's about to fall out of the final 4. But you do make it in to the final 4. Congratulations on that. You were already the first person to do it 3 years in a row. Now you're the first person to do it 4 seasons in a row to make the final 4.
Yes, I mean, it's pretty cool. Pretty happy that our bad luck didn't cost us too much tonight because it could have easily cost us the playoff. We built a big enough gap for that, and thankfully it went our way. But yeah, I mean, a great season, and hopefully we can end it the right way next week.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So what do you take the same mindset into next week with knowing what you did last season to go win that race in Chicago? To go get it again, or do you feel different now with the different fuel and all that different stuff that comes into play now?
I think it's gonna be similar to last season, where like the strategy is a little important. It's still important. We're gonna have to stretch the tire a little more than one stint at least one time, and we're gonna have like to do some stuff, and depending how the caution goes, like it can change the whole thing. It's gonna be. It's hard to say every week, but the plan is, yeah, trying to run up front the whole race, and hopefully we can get the win to secure the championship.
Well, great job, and congratulations on making the playoffs. Obviously, it's well earned, or making the final 4. I keep saying playoffs, but the final 4. Congratulations on making that. Well deserved, obviously, with the second most wins on the season and stuff. And we'll see if you can go get the second straight championship. Nobody's done back-to-back yet.
Yes, thank you, man.
Absolutely. Sam Fontaine will move him back, and as Sam is part of the new crew, basically, when it comes to ownership and admins and stuff. So he's down there talking with Sean right now about things with the league. So, yes, obviously, it was kind of broke out there a little bit tonight about, yes, this is the last season for me. I'll talk about it more next season next week after Chicagoland, and get into that because I don't want this to turn into a thing about me or anything. This is about those drivers and other things like that. So about the league and that kind of thing. So appreciate everybody for hanging out, and definitely a fun race and fun broadcast as always. Appreciate all the viewers. But we have our final 4 set, which is unfortunate for Ricky that he falls out. But as I think about this now, this is now, the second straight season that Ricky, or in this case, the points leader, who won the most races, falls out of the final 4 in a late race situation. Alex Cummings last season did the same thing. So kind of interesting how that now is a new concept, apparently. So, all right, we're heading out. Appreciate everybody joining us here this evening on to Chicagoland next Wednesday night at 8:45. We'll be ready to rock and roll and crown a champion. We'll try to get all the drivers on to talk to them. It all comes down to how late I get home from work. So we'll see how Wednesday at the Old Fed next week treats us. So appreciate everybody for joining us. Always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.
straightaway at the Brickyard. Now he's actually going to go to victory lane at the Brickyard. J.W. Miller wins